I believe we are live. It's been so long since I've done anything. Trying to remember how to turn my lights on. I'm pretty sure I did that through the computer. Yeah, I just got the notification I am live. I have not done anything in this room since I've been back from the Philippines. So it is going to take me a minute to remember how to do anything. Wait, I think this is the main light. So let me reconnect to the main light. Uh, why does it seem like everything's broken? Maybe I should just flick switches. All light. So I got the one light on, but doesn't look like I have remote access to it. What network am I on? Okay. I think I'm supposed to click on this. Connect. Yep. So I should be remotely able to turn it on and off now. Okay. Turn it down a little bit. That was one of my studio lights. Oh, what else do I have here? I am going to jump into chat real quick on a browser. I shouldn't have to, but again, I haven't been using this in a long time. I'll try to make sure I mute very quickly. I'll go into chat under my other account. So yeah, like I said, I have not used this equipment in God. I went to the Philippines in February, almost all year. Ooh. Okay, so yeah, I am live. Now, what I'm gonna do, I don't have any headphones on. Did I leave my headphones in the Philippines? Jeez. Can't remember. I can't remember. I was actually in a live moderating and watching someone. But I do not have my headphones. I'll check the room. I'll check my room. Maybe they're in my room. Things are moving. Things are moving. Hold on. Put this up there. Okay. Hola. ¿Cómo está? ¿Está bien? So I could see you because you're live, but I can't hear you because I have no headphones. I have no idea where I put my headphones. I don't think I left my headphones in the Philippines. And all these cameras that I have, I left my main camera in the Philippines. This camera died, so I can't use this camera. I wanted to use this camera, but I have to find the cable to plug it in. This camera's not worth using. I could probably use my phone, but there's no way to hang it now. So, oh wait, this one plugged in. Give me a second. If this one's still plugged in, I at least have a second camera. But this camera's horrible. Okay. So that one should be this camera. Okay. So I have only two cameras right now. This one and that one. So where are my headphones? Headphones are under the table. I guess it helps if I look. So let me make sure this is set up properly. Because it would be nice if I could hear. So let's find out. Okay, so I could hear. And I don't think it's coming through my stream. So we are good. I'm just writing a quick little message here. Oh, second person is here. What is going on, Vic? So it's a chill, boring Saturday morning. So figured why not jump on real quick. Plus, I haven't used any of this equipment in so long. I have to make sure stuff is still working. I still have another light over here. And right now I only have the two cameras. So you could see I got this light working. I got to get the other light working. And not too happy that when I went to check this camera, it's dead. This one's a nice one. But the battery's poo-poo. So I can't use this one anymore. I should connect my phone as a camera. Let's take a look. That'll be funny. Let me see. Where are my apps? Gotta make sure it's on the same Wi-Fi. Let me check Wi-Fi. I think it's on a different Wi-Fi. Give me a second here to confirm. Are you on my headset or are you coming through the stream? Where's my audio? God, you would think I would know how to use my own computer. No, that is not going through. All right, hopefully it's going through my headphones now. The audio is going through the monitor. Not too good. Or is it this one? I'll figure it out. Okay, now I'm getting the audio the right way. Your face was made for radio. I think most of our faces was made for radio, man. So I have to change the Wi-Fi on this in order to bring the phone in. I want to say it's this one. And again, this was not planned. Just figured it's been a while. Incorrect password. Oh no. What is my password? Gotta look it up. I have so many networks and so many passwords, it's not even funny. Oh wow. I would have never guessed that one. All right. Let me try this again. Wi-Fi password. I normally don't make passwords this hard. I messed it up, didn't I? Yes, I did. I kept locks on. And if I didn't do it already, just throw that in. So all that's still working. Else if I spell correctly. Almost there. Connecting. All right, so this phone is on the right network. I gotta uncover the cameras. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use an app that's gonna allow me to access the cameras on the phone. Here we go. And I did show this to the girls, I think. All right, let me flip the camera. Phone's a little heavier than. So give me a second here. I'm gonna switch to a dead camera and then add the camera. So give me a second here. All right, so that's the phone. So I could pick it up and walk around with it now. So yay, technology. Gotta have fun with the technology. Then where is it? Right there. Don't even ask me how that thing works. I just use it for a microphone. All right. Ow, ow, ow. Okay, there. You get the beard view, the beard view right there. I'm gonna change the name on this in the software. I'm gonna put cell phone. All right, so I got 1, 2, and twee. Oh, hold on. Let me do this over here. Wow. Why do I got all this crazy stuff? I gotta clean this up a little bit. There's a lot of crazy in the software. I don't know what all this stuff is. I'm just gonna delete most of it. Delete most of these. I should probably click on one and not just delete them. But I don't remember what these are. Let me click on it real quick. Oh, that was my fancy stuff. Oh, that was my fancy stuff. I don't know why I was clicking away. I should have left the fancy stuff. You see what happens when you just push buttons and you're not paying attention to what you're doing? So that's the boom, boom, and then there would have been another one. So it was like a transition thing. And then I would have had it on a timer and I would have just hit play and it would have just been automatic. But no, I had to just start deleting everything and just not just leave it alone. What's the timer on this? 6 seconds. Yeah. So if you got motion sickness, cough, 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 you probably want to be careful with this. Now, because I am not actually in my channel, there's certain things I cannot do. Let me check something here. So I'm going to switch my account over here where I can modify a couple things here just for fun. There we go. See how other people like it. Oops, that was the wrong button. I can see how people make that mistake now because the two buttons are next to each other. The two options are right next to each other. So accidentally hide instead of. All right. So if I'm not here, it doesn't let me put up the comments. So I got to be here to do this. Okay. So yeah, I have to relearn all my buttons. And YouTube, you probably want to move the moderator option away from the hide option because now I know why I've seen some people hide people when they're trying to moderate them. Some of my coffee. Coffee is a must. And some people might have noticed that I say 2.5 cups. I need my 2.5 cups of coffee. The reason I say that is because what people consider a standard cup of coffee, this 1 cup would be 2.5 cups, give or take. So 1 cup for me is apparently 2.5 cups for normal people. So yeah. And because of my setup, I could still do this. So I'm in here. I got my chat. I got YouTube on the side. Oh, dude, I would probably do that too. But I limit myself to making 2.5 cups every time I brew because I don't want to leave anything in the pot. Even though I might drink 2 or 3 times, I just keep making a fresh cup. Now, Vic, since you're more technical, just to let you know, this software I'm using and also has it. And there's an option where I could send out a link. I could bring maybe 8 people on screen with me and stream it to YouTube or Facebook. I could multi-stream. I could literally stream to like 6 different locations with the software and my Mac. And all of us could just be sitting on a panel having a discussion. And could do this with the laptop and the software. It's just, it's something that she has to learn. Oh, I forgot about this. I don't remember what that links to, so I'm going to scan it. But, I try to show Ann some of this stuff because, like, how everyone's like, what's your link? What's your link? What's your link? Oh, you put a QR code on your screen. Let me see what this goes to. I'm going to scan it. Oh, that's the website. If you get anyone that wants to, go ahead and scan that. That's the website that I was trying to get the people to use. And I mean, I'm not a website designer, but I think I did a pretty decent job there. Oh, you'd be surprised. She's used it a few times, but most people don't know it because I showed her how to use it to where it simulates a phone. So it's in vertical. So when she streams from the laptop, she's still streaming in vertical, just like if she's on the phone. She just gets a little confused with positioning of stuff because she doesn't, I guess, think that, the chat's on the bottom, on top, and she's putting the like QR codes and all that stuff where the chat is. So it's like covering. I didn't spend that much time with her in the software. So, I mean, but yeah, so that QR code is good. It actually goes to the link that to a website that I designed, one of my websites that I set up. And let me go ahead and switch this camera. Now I could just show you guys a little bit here. So if I go here, so you could see the software. So I got, I got my scenes, my overlays, the audio, the main view, chat is right here. So this is all I need right here. I don't need to actually go into YouTube, and then that doesn't work because I'm using the phone. I have to come back to here in order to put your chat on the screen. But I mean, you could do everything from the software. Now, if let's say you go live and it's supported to multiple websites, like let's say you're doing Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, then all the chat, as long as it's supported, all the chat comes into the one panel. Oh, you saw the taskbar. Yeah, I'm excessive. I am excessive. But sometimes you just play too much. But yeah, do I have it locked? I do. I'm going to unlock the QR code so I can move it around. So I'm going to put that right there for anyone that wants to check it out. I haven't been updating it. Helps if I leave it up. I haven't been updating it, but it's got some of the ladies' YouTube channels, all that stuff. Whenever they were trying to do an event, I wanted to put it up there, but I really didn't get the information and all that stuff to put anything up there. But yeah, coolio. Oh, I see some people here. Don't want to forget that I'm also chatting. The beard's getting crazy. The hair's getting crazy too. That's why I got the hat on. I'm not gonna I ain't gonna worry about the hair. Oh man, I have not even been in this room since January. And I normally use my main camera as a Canon M50 Mark II with a 16 millimeter lens. I left that in the Philippines. The only thing I still have here is the microphone and some like this is a web camera. This is a Logitech web camera. There ain't nothing special about that. This is the camera that Marianne has. I got her the same camera, but it's a newer model. This one's an older model, but I don't have it plugged in. But this is actually a nice. I think this one's 4K. The one Marianne has is 4K. I think this one's 4K as well. But this is a nicer camera than the one I'm using right now. This camera over here, this is the Q89 4K from Zoom. Not a fan. It's got a great microphone, but the camera itself, nah. And this is the cell phone that I got from the Philippines. I already forgot the name. But yeah, that's the cell phone from the Philippines, wirelessly connected. So yeah, Logitech's gonna work for now, I guess. What's that? Saying. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, I gotta find the app for this other light because I feel weird with just one light, and with everything pinned on the bottom, I can't even remember which one's which. What's this? That's the ATEM. That's Osbot. What is that light? That's something else. That's Viber. I don't even use Viber anymore. Where is the light? SurePlug? No. iMovie. I might have to just stand up and turn it on manually. Let me look in the list of softwares. If I see it, I might recognize it. Camo Studio, they've come a long way. That software's come a long way, and it actually works on an iPad now. I need to start playing with all this software again. Oh, I have way too many apps. Way too many apps. Today was payday too, so I gotta pay bills. Gotta remember. Where is? Oh, here it is. Is it this? I think it's this. We'll find out when it pops up. Or is the browser blocking it? I don't see it. Where are you? Where are you? I need my light. I forgot to put live chat in the other room. I think I forgot to put the translator. Oh, it's not Chrome. Is it Chrome? Yes, it is Chrome. I should be able to use the translator. Translate full page. Why didn't the light pop up? Where are you? That is weird. If I clicked on the right thing, where is it? That's the other thing. Having two monitors and too much stuff on the screen, I'm not going to be able to see everything. It's got to be blocked by something. Oh, there it is. Log in. Hopefully you can log in because I don't remember. Remembering passwords. Oh. Incorrect password. Jesus Christmas. Passwords. The password is incorrect. No. Incorrect password. SIDUS. Let me see if I got this on my phone. SID. Yes, I do. And my phone's going to be easier to deal with than the computer right now. So I'm just going to connect with my phone right now. But I could control that light. At least I should be able to. Unless this was the lights that I left in the Philippines. I can't remember. Connection failed. Yeah, these are the lights that I left in the Philippines. That's not this light. Oi. What's this light? Yeah, that's the wrong lights. Let me go back over here. I could swear there was a control for these lights too. Where are all my smart controls? I think it was a smart plug. Maybe that's what it was. Alexa. I don't think that's plugged in. I think I did it with Alexa. Hold on. Where's Alexa? I think that's what it was. Like I said, it's been so long, I can't remember what I used to do. I don't really like using my phone for studio stuff type things. Let me try Alexa. Turn on studio lights. Turn on studio lights. It was Alexa for that light. Jeez. So the other app that I'm trying was for the studio lights I had in back, like accent lighting, but I left those in the Philippines. So yeah. Between what I left in the Philippines and what I don't remember how to use, it's a lot. Tienes sueño. What? Oh my God. I'm telling you, there's some weirdos in chat, man. My mind sometimes is like, what? What? Who said this? What? I can't even read that name. Yeah, there we go. I don't even know if he's typing in English because the translator just translates everything. Yeah, I'm in there, man. And I got the I should show people how to do this. Actually, like do it. As long as you're using Chrome, you could set up the translator, built-in translator in YouTube for the entire chat. So sometimes it takes a few seconds for it to translate, but I mean, it is translating pretty much every single language. And sometimes I think just the way some languages translate, it might be bad. But some of these comments are mind blowing to me. It's like, really? Like, I don't even know if they're typing in English or not anymore because it just translates everything. Oh, dude, hers gets pretty bad too. But yeah, someone was like, "What size is your belly?" What? You're asking a woman what size her belly is? What the? I'm waiting for this one to translate. They hide it sometimes before it translates, and then if I try to open it, it crashes. All right, this one was gibberish. Oh, I'm not surprised, man. I'm not. I'm not surprised at all. I mean, especially when you start hitting 100, 150, 200 people in the room, it gets out of control. And then people wonder why I'm such a mean moderator because as your channel gets bigger, you get more people in the room, you get more ridiculous people in the room. And, I can understand the passiveness when you're starting your channel. But once you start getting 50 plus in your room, it you can't be passive 100% of the time, man. Ah, gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, I don't even know how it got out of control with me getting modded in so many rooms. And I warn people, I I moderate a different way than most. I'm very I'm anti-lenient for most things. And I mean, I don't have that mindset of this is my income, I need to walk on eggshells type thing. My mindset is more of you need to respect. And my level of respect, I guess, is higher than most because I see a lot of stuff. Just remove the comment, remove the comment, remove the comment. You're not removing the problem, you're just removing the comment. Ah, I see. Yeah. I mean, I was in a lot of rooms at first. It's not that easy to keep up with so many rooms, and I limit myself now. If there's nobody else streaming, I'll jump in other rooms, but I limit myself to about 3, 4 channels now. It just gets to be too much if you're trying to be in too many rooms. And I still don't understand the logic of people chatting in languages that obviously the host doesn't know. It's I don't know. YouTube is its own little thing. Let me see who else is live that I could irritate a little bit besides myself. Oh, speaking of Karen, Karen is live. We need to change clothes during a live stream. Yeah, why not? Duh. What you want to do? Stop the stream, change clothes, and restart the stream? Bendale. So let's see how Karen's channel is going to be. Do the live translation. That's an idiot. Yeah, I don't even know the order of all that stuff and how all that stuff came about. I think like Marianne, I think her channel was already a year or two old before I even found it. I mean, I've only found the channels, I think, I don't think it was the beginning of this year. It was sometime last year when I came back from the Philippines. That's hilarious. I was in the Philippines in 2024. I come back from the Philippines, then I started finding all their channels. I didn't pay that much attention to a lot of the live streams, but when I came back from the Philippines, I was curious and I was purposely looking for streamers and stuff from the Philippines, and that's when I started finding all their channels. And then with the vertical lives, everything blew up. All the channels started getting so many people in them and all that stuff. It was crazy. I heard that name, that lipstick name, and I'm trying to remember if I actually saw one or two people streaming, and the channel had that name. I can't remember, but I don't remember Marianne associated with them at all when I found her. Like I said, it wasn't really that long ago, in my opinion. Nicer clothes earlier in the day, blah 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 blah. Yeah. Okay, I think that Mary Grace name sounds familiar. After I already saw Mary Ann and a lot of them, I think I ran across someone that was using, I think, that name. It was two ladies, and I think one of them was named Mary Grace. But then they disappeared again. I think originally I was watching someone from Dumaguete. And then when they basically disappeared is when I found Marianne and Junabelle and Trisha. I think they were like the first three. And I didn't even know they were family at all. Once I found out they were family, then I actually started subscribing to kind of keep track a little bit better. And then I found another one and another one and another one. I was like, oh my God, there's an army of them. But yeah, I mean, it got to the point where I was trying to jump back and forth between probably 20 different channels. Like literally, I had my two screens full of little squares of all the channels, especially if I was a moderator, because I was like, they need someone to help out at times, yada, yada, yada. I was like, eh. All the channels are to the point where they're larger. They got enough mods. I don't need to be in there. Before she started the channel, yeah. When I found her channel, she wasn't even 1,000. I think she was like 400, 500. And I used to mess with her, tell her I had more subscribers than her on this channel. And then her channel just kept growing and growing. I'm like, it's okay. I'm still going to win. I'm still going to win. I'm going to catch up to you. I'm still going to win. I just kept teasing her. But it tends to be when the channels get bigger, I drift away. So I normally, now that I'm thinking about it, with the exception of Marianne and maybe one or two others, I tended to stick with smaller rooms. But yeah, like right now, Karen's not even on camera. Someone made a comment that she was changing or something, but that's a long time. 1 second. Bridesmaids at a wedding. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm trying to think that far back. I know I was just surfing on YouTube when I found them. Let Me Kiss Your Lips. Wow. Wait, I think this guy was in Ellen's room. Little freak. He's lucky he didn't stand out enough. I mean, if you're a real prick in the channels, I automatically ban you in every room I could. Even if you've never been in the channel, I put you in that hide list just to avoid these a-holes, man. Seriously. Yeah, you got him. Yeah, that guy was just in Ellen's room, I think, not long ago. I always figure they're gonna find the other channels. So because I manage about 4 or 5, I normally just go into the settings and put them on a hide list. I was just looking at the definition of managing mod because I never really paid attention. I think it says you have access to the banned word list, at least. I didn't know that. I thought you had to be a manager or the channel owner to mess with that kind of stuff. Dude, I remember in like Tiny Crack and all these other what was the other one? Justin TV. That was the first one I ever found. They actually had, I don't want to use the word Discord because I don't know if it was actually Discord itself, but they had a channel that they would all like hang out in. And seriously, it was like they had scouts. These guys would go out, test the rooms, and then report back to the hive, and then they would just storm the rooms. That's how they did a lot of the room raids back in back in the day. Yeah. Well, one thing I'm liking, and I noticed that it's only Chrome right now because I was using Edge earlier. The the automatic translation is not too bad. It crashes a lot if you start clicking around. Then you have to like refresh everything and start all over. But it's not that bad. You give it a few seconds, it literally translates almost everything to English. And I forgot who it was that I mentioned it to. And I translated everything to Cebuano and I sent them screenshots. And I'm like, you know what? I mean, if you ladies had computers, you could literally set everything to translate to, Cebuano or whatever language is available. And as long as the translation's not too bad, it'll be easier for you guys. IMO. Well, this is built in. So, I mean, you're not, unless there's a way to get it to integrate. I'm not like doing that copy paste. I was copy pasting. It was taking forever. It was driving me crazy. Once you do a couple clicks, it's just automatic. As long as you don't refresh the entire page or leave and come back, I think it just keeps translating. So it's interesting. I forgot what half this stuff does. I don't even think that played through. Hold on. For some reason, I think I'm probably the only one that's hearing that because I don't see anything moving on the screen. I gotta remember how to use this stuff. Let me try something here. All right. Yep, my microphone's still working. No, I don't think that's working. Huh. Well, that's what people were making comments of, and I think they're correct. I do actually think it's a bra, which is triggering people. Let's be honest. You're triggering the chat. Let's be real. I think I've seen at least one or two people already try to make a comment about it. But yeah, I think it's a bra. I think she does. I'm literally. I think she kind of plays that innocent role, but she's conniving, man. She's scheming. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder. I'm like, you know what you're doing. you don't know what you're doing. Exactly. Exactly. She kind of plays that role, but yeah, no. No, she knows. Everybody's tripping on how long she's been gone now. No, she knows exactly what she's doing. It's funny. Oh wow, my live is way behind. Let me update that. Ooh, it's either my screen or I am super bright. I'm not good with lighting. I know the importance of lighting, but I'm not good with lighting. There you go. There you go. Yeah, no, I mean, she knows. Oh no, I got you. I got you. Yeah, I gotta remember. I started. I had cables laying around. I started moving cables around. I started doing things. I also got a stream deck here. I forgot about the stream deck. I could just push the buttons to move the camera. I gotta find the rest of my cameras. I got some Mevos. All right, so that button's gonna work that one for right now. Oh, that's weird. It's the same camera, but one zoomed in. It looks like I'm zooming in and out. All right, so that's the Logitech. That's the side camera, but this is also the side camera. Or is that the phone? Wait, what camera is this? Huh. Oh, yeah, that's the phone. I didn't even recognize it. So that's the phone. That's still the phone. So these two buttons are working the phone. Okay. That's the web camera. That's that one. These are dead. I don't even know where those cameras are. Okay. But yeah, I mean, most of this is work. I just got to find the rest of my cables and stuff. Normally it'd just be a cable laying around, but I must have grabbed it and used it for something. I see a cable on the floor. Must have fell down. Yeah, I don't even know why I got this desk. This is one of those lift desks. I really don't even use it. Monitors probably fall right off. I actually like the monitor on the side over here. I'm going to see if I could take that to the Philippines next time I go. It's got a built-in camera, microphone, and all that stuff actually in the monitor. Make things a lot easier. I don't need a good camera. I don't need all the details showing on this. Magnificent face here and beard. God, microphone's blocking half my beard, man. What time is it? I mean, I could swear there's normally more people live at this time. It is the weekend, though. Let me double check. I don't really notice that many people streaming last time I looked. Let me take a look, see. All right, so we got Double Trouble, me, and Karen. At least from the, 80, 90 plus people that I have on my list. I mean, no sense in watching myself. And Karen poked her head in and left again, so I don't know what's going on there. But I did my shopping. I'm good for at least a few days. Probably just going to take a nap. Really need to remember how to use this software. So according to this, I have 3 people watching. I got 2 thumbs up. And this is just from the software. It has nothing to do with looking at YouTube. 3 people watching. 2 thumbs up. If I would have did a vertical, I probably would have had more people popping in. 6 today. Wow. Yeah, she just ended a little while ago. I had her up on my other monitor. She said something about I think she was going to go to sleep. So I had her up on my monitor before I actually came upstairs to the office. It looked like Trisha was at a party. She said the boarding house owner's son. So Leica's boarding house owner's son. Now, I could swear I met the owner. We've actually talked for a bit, I think. And I think the owner also ended up going to the countryside when we all went to the countryside. But I can't remember that many people, man. Oh, dude, sometimes it's true. I've seen sometimes where they're, especially when she's doing the music, because as soon as she gets that warning, she'll do a relive and a relive. So she's on top of that. She's been pretty good about that. I don't think she's gotten in trouble yet with the music. And I mean, I've passed out during the lives, and I feel bad because I'm trying to, see how she's doing and all that stuff. I've passed out multiple times because it's real late for me. We have 13-hour difference, dude. I think next week we're changing the time Or is it this week? Oh, that's going to throw me off. I think we're going to end up with a 14-hour difference. Hey, what's going on, Josh? We got that stupid daylight savings thing coming up pretty soon, I believe. Dude, I've told people I got a nice voice, and then they laugh at me. I'm like, you don't want to look at the face. You just want to hear me. And then they laugh at me. They're like, no, your voice makes us nosebleed. And I'm like, yeah, no, you're just Filipino. That's all it is. Day after Halloween? Oh, okay. Speaking of Halloween, I got to make my sign saying out of candy and put on my doors before the kids start showing up on Sunday. I think my neighborhood does Sunday between like 3 or 4 hours that they're allowed to bother us and ask for candy. I still haven't printed my signs out. It's next Sunday's the time change. Okay. Yeah, all my stuff is pretty much digital, so it's automatic. I never really pay attention, but if I'm gonna keep things straight with the time zone in the Philippines and here, right now we're 13 hours apart. I think after this month, it's going to be 14 hours apart. Yeah. And then I'm gonna have to start looking at the websites again. Like, I mean, I think you've seen it, Josh. I put the QR code up, and I couldn't even remember what this QR code was for. And it's to one of the websites that I had set up. That I had like all the channels, and when you guys did that beach cleaning thing and all that stuff, and I'm like, I really wanted to work this thing, and every time there was like an event with the act of kindness and all that stuff, but by the time I found out about half the stuff, never really got any details. I never did anything with this website, really. Really? I mean, I accept it. I have no idea why we do it or the necessity of it. I just accept it. Same thing with leap year and everything else. I just accept it. I don't like whatever. Give me a second here. I'm a dealer for ear extend boosters and extenders. The biggest problem with anything wireless, and this is the way I'm going to explain it. Anything wireless is going to be a problem in the Philippines, unless it's an open area, because you're dealing with rebar and cement, and their construction to me is what is killing Wi-Fi. So even like all this peso Wi-Fi and all that stuff they have in the street, if they had frame housing like we do, they would not have as many issues. But I guess because tropical island, typhoons, earthquakes, all that beautiful stuff. I saw the notification, Vic. I'm gonna take a look. Yeah. So the QR code works, and I mean, I set that up a while ago, and I got a bunch of the streamers there, and I tried telling them, I don't mind putting like everyone's channel on there, but I want their permission and I want them to provide a photo for me to use. And a lot of people never replied or responded. So I didn't really put too many people's channels up there. And what I did was I just started copying their bios from YouTube and all that stuff. But I think that's the biggest problem with extenders. As soon as you go from the main router to an extender, because it's using probably the 5 gigahertz signal to do the connection between the two,
one, you're dealing with wireless. Two, it drops the speed significantly. So let's say you have like 300 megs on your main unit for your download. I don't know the exact math or science behind it, but you'll be lucky if you get half that or a fourth of that on that extender. But when you're dealing with the Philippines with the rebarb and the concrete, all that stuff, it makes it hard. Just to give you an idea, I set up a unified Dream Machine. I think it was it the newer model? I think it was the newer model. That actually has the PoE ports on it and everything. I put that actually in the house. And we ran physical wires to the bedrooms for their desktop computers and everything. And this was in the Philippines. I was in like a coach house just behind. Literally, you go out the back door, there was another building. That's where I was staying. I barely got a signal. So I was able to put an extender there to increase it a little bit, but I only had enough signal where I could at least like check emails and that kind of thing. And that extender was an actual like, yeah, and it was a wireless extender. So it was enough for me to get a connection, and I was the only one on it. But I mean, their construction, seriously, I think their construction is what makes it so difficult. You install them in your mother's house, but I'm assuming that's a typical frame housing. See, and that's where things get difficult. That's why, like with me, I use, like unified equipment. They're prosumer. They're not, consumer like 100% consumer or professional. They're, I guess, a lot of people consider prosumer. I recommend always to wire. Now, even my house here, not everything's wired, which I could do, but I prefer everything wired. Matter of fact, you can see it right there behind me with the blue light. That's one of the routers. I don't even know why I got that thing plugged in. That's probably just causing problems in my house. That's one of them from work. They were having problems with it. I was testing it. I forgot I even had that thing plugged in. But that could be wired or wireless with their extenders. Depends on the devices you get. But I'm going to always have the mindset of like a corporate network, not a residential network, especially in the mindset of the Philippines because of their construction. So if I wanted to, let's say, set up a multi-housing, like a multi-room house, I would actually end up getting access points and try to get everything wired. So like every time there's a wall, I'm going to want an access point in that particular room. So I would have like, let's say you have the main router in the kitchen, then I would want to have an actual access point in every bedroom. If it's an open area, like the apartment was, where you had like the kitchen, dining, living room area, just one big room, then it's fine. But even with the setup that I had in my apartment, as soon as I went into my room, that signal dropped. I had to leave my door open just to make sure I got a decent signal. And that's just one wall. So, extenders are great in the US. Mostly probably because we have a lot of frame housing. But in the Philippines, that's rough, man. And I've played with the networks a little bit. I had to extend the networks a little bit. And I mean, now that we're talking about this stuff, let me, because I wanted to talk about this a little bit anyways, and I still haven't done a stream. I'm going to try to connect. Now, I actually bought another Starlink Mini because I left mine in the Philippines and I didn't realize it's going to take forever for me to get back. So I have a Starlink Mini in the Philippines on like standby mode, and it's been unplugged. No one knows how to use it. But I went and bought another one because they were on sale, literally half price. So I freaked out. I'm like, really? Now you're half price? So I'm going to try to connect to it right now with my phone. So now this is on my back porch. And it's not even in an open area or nothing like that. It's like 6 feet away from the house. So the house is blocking a lot of the satellites and all that stuff. So it's not even a good setup. And if I want, it'll take me a minute. If I want, I could probably even bring it into with the software I'm using and everything. I could bring it into the production, but just connect it to the Wi-Fi. I'm going to see if I can remember where the app is for the satellite, because I forget everything all the time. I might have to do a search for Starlink. Okay. Nah, dude, that don't mean nothing. So I'm gonna show you that's a lot of obstructions, dude. There's a lot of red in there. I mean, I could. Oh no, I can't bring it into the production because I have to be on the same network. So let me see. Oh, I didn't even know this was 3D. Oh wow, you could actually. God, that's why I don't like touching screens that much. Look, I didn't even know you could do this. That's cool. All right, so let me. Now, again, I'm on the second floor of my house. So right outside this window, all the way down to the ground level is where the satellite is. So I'm not really like next to it. So I'm going to do a speed test. Oh, here's the other thing. I'm on their standby. So it's even telling me that I'm on a low speed plan. So I've never done this test. Don't tell me you're not going to let me do a test. You're going to want me to get a better plan. I ain't going to do that. So from the iPhone to the router, we're going to do 2 different speed tests here. One is my connection from my phone to the satellite. And then we're going to do a speed test from my phone going out to the internet. And I'll take some screenshots. I'll probably post it in YouTube community page or whatever they call it. So first, we're going to do a speed test from my phone's connection to the router. And then we're going to do a speed test from my phone going through the router to the internet. I'm going to take a screenshot of this. I had to get a freaking notification at the same time that I was taking a screenshot. Why? Okay. So 100, get out of the way. 105 down, 53 up. That is just my connection from here to the satellite, which again is ground level and not really next to me. Now we're going to do from the phone to the internet. And now this ain't really speaking very well for the satellite because I'm on their standby package, which is like $5 a month. It's supposed to be very slow. Like you emergency type thing, you should be able to email, you should be able to do some things. If I try to put on a package that's $50 a month, my budget's not going to allow that right now. But I did run some tests before. So this is their speed that I'm getting on their $5 plan. 0.7 and 0.7 up and down. But the connection is not bad, I think, with a 20 MS. So their $5 plan is very slow. But what I'm going to do when I get a chance is I'm going to stand next to the router and do the same speed test and see if it's the same. But I did take some speed tests of when I was at least on the first floor. And they're not bad. Not bad at all, considering that the router's got all that obstruction, all the other things. Let me see if I could find some of the pictures. I have so many pictures. It's not even funny. Of when I first bought the router, and I had like what they call that. Okay, I think this was when I had the free starter package or whatever. So I ended up getting 219 down and 36 up connected to the Starlink. And that would be like the $50 package. I had like a half price promo for the first 14 days, or like free for the first 14 days. And it was going to be like $23 for the first month and then 50 additional month or whatever. But I mean, I could live with those speeds. Even if it's 2 or 3 people, I think you're fine with those speeds. But I'm thinking of Starlink as a like a backup, not a primary. Or when you're out and about, like all this stuff. Josh, you could probably relate with this one. All this stuff right now with the earthquakes and everything, and how the girls were doing the acts of kindness, and there really wasn't a lot of good communication, because after the earthquakes and everything, when those, they're in those areas, especially when they're driving around, internet is just so bad. And with the car and the sunroof and everything, my whole idea would have been to mount the satellite on the sunroof, plug it into the car. And even if it wasn't powerful enough for all of them to stream, you could have done maybe one single stream, or at least been able to do some, some kind of communication back and forth with some people. Because that, seeing how everything's gone, but been going down the last month or so, it made me very concerned. Because like when you had mentioned about the earthquakes, and I tried to reach out to everybody on Messenger, I didn't hear from a few people for at least a day or two. And what I found out was, not only was there no power, there was no internet. So the first thing I started thinking was, if they had even like the small power bank that I use with the AC plug, and they had one of the satellites, which is not cheap, don't get me wrong, satellites ain't cheap, but with this $5 package a month, even if it wasn't permanently mounted where they just got to plug it in and wait a few minutes, as long as one or two or a few people knew how to just pull it out of the bag and set it up in an open area, and they could connect and at least check up on their family. I mean, it made me think. It made me think. And I definitely want to have, if I ever get a chance to build my house, nothing big, nothing fancy, but I wanted to have it as, I guess the term is off-grid. I want it on grid as well as off grid. But I mean, I want to have, like maybe solar for power. That way, it'll be minimized. The use of, electric and all that stuff will be minimized, if anything. I want to make sure I have backup power, backup internet. So, the backup power plays into all that. But like, let's say the neighborhood, the internet goes down. I got the satellite. You know what I'm saying? Because again, it's the Philippines. Their fiber, which here in the US we consider to be like one of the best. I mean, fiber is like 99 point whatever percent uptime. Philippines is more like 80 something percent, 70 something percent with their fiber. Their fiber is outside. Our fiber, I think, is mostly underground. Their fiber is from the poles. And then they just run a line to your house. So I think satellite is going to be huge for backup, especially for a lot of Americans, and having a little peace of mind of, at least being able to communicate, even if you don't live stream. And again, I'm not a professional. I know some basics of networking, all that stuff. You're like you said, Vic, that latency, I don't see as being a problem. And I still haven't fixed my backyard camera. I could have just switched to like my backyard camera, brought into the stream and everything. You could see where I got the satellite. Literally, my backyard, right out of the kitchen, I have a small deck. Satellite sitting right on the deck. So my house is literally blocking probably 40%, if not more, of all the satellites. So the entire one side of that satellite is not going to be able to pick up jack because of my 2-story house. But apparently these updates that they made compensate for more dense areas. So I guess they don't need as many satellite connections for them to work properly. But they're still going to warn you, hey, you know, you got a lot of obstructions. Oh, it's laying on the ground. Literally, mine right now is laying on the ground. But like in the Philippines, I want to actually mount it on the roof. Now, why wouldn't I get an actual regular satellite? Because I want the mobility. So I would probably have it set up in a way that if I wanted to, I could just pull it down and take it with me, throw it in the backpack. Now, I don't know all the packages. I don't know all the details out in the Philippines. It might be actually beneficial to get one of the larger, faster ones as like the backup setup, especially if it's just going to be on your house. But, you know, the minis, what's so nice about them is they're so compact. I just throw it in my laptop bag. And I really found a nice, what sounds like a nice battery. This company made a battery that literally slides into it. Like you mount this thing right on the back of the mini. It's got a short cable. You plug it in, you slide it right in, and it's got a battery right on it. The problem is trying to order anything from Amazon or anywhere that's a battery and have it go to the Philippines is like impossible. And I think the battery, even though and here's where I get confused. They have it listed as flight friendly, but I could swear you're not allowed to take large batteries or something on the plane. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The nice thing is where I have some land that I could use in the Philippines, it's already a nice open area. There's not a lot of trees that I remember. It's probably just a couple. So it shouldn't be a problem there, especially if it's like on the top of the house. But again, depending on the price of the satellite and the packages and all that stuff, if it's gonna stay on the house, you don't want to keep like taking it up and down, might be better just to get one of the house model satellites. But the minis are very convenient, and like I said, that battery, I need to find out, because if I could buy that battery now and just throw it in my bag and take it, that would be easy. Not only that, but YouTube is charging like 3 times more than the actual company if you go straight to it. You shipped it through UPS. Yeah. Right now, I've actually just carried everything on the plane. So I had 2 power banks, 3 laptops. I don't even remember what else. 3 different types of cameras. I just took it all on the plane with me. The only thing I put in like check luggage was like clothes and tripods, that kind of thing. But them claiming that this battery is flight friendly, I'm a little confused because I know they have a limitation on the size of batteries or something that you're allowed to fly with. But it would really be nice to get one of those batteries in the Philippines, because not only is it made for the satellite, It literally mounts right in the back, just makes everything like one unit. And people were claiming that thing lasts for like, I think 20 hours or something like that. Because the satellites are not, they're low power. They're low power. Was it like 14? 14 watts or something? I don't even know. But I would love to like maximize a setup with the satellite. I mean, even if I put it in the car, I'd rather have it with no cables, no nothing, just run out of the, run off the battery. But like right now, I just worked on another laptop that I got my hands on that was supposed to kind of like get recycled and everything, and it seems to be working fine. I reinstalled Windows on it and everything. What I don't understand is I could swear these are supposed to be Windows Pro laptops. I'm reinstalling Windows and they're all getting installed with Windows Home. So I'm getting confused. Why is the Windows installation software installing Windows Home on computers that I could swear are Windows Pro? But it says they're licensed. And as far as the Philippines, I don't think it matters to anyone I'm going to give a laptop to if it's Pro or Home. So I have 4 now that I'm going to be taking to the Philippines. I already have, I think, 2 people that I'm going to give a laptop to. So I'm going to have 2 more laptops available. Now, that's what I'm wondering now. If I just need to go somewhere else to get an actual Windows 11 Pro install. Because I used to do that before with like 7 and 10. But Windows 11, I just go right to the website, get the installer, put it on a thumb drive, and just install it. And because the licensing's already on the motherboards, baked in, it should pick up the license. So that's not a big deal. The thing is, at least one of these laptops, 100% should have been Pro. Don't do it through the website. Because I used to use, I think it was a software called Rufus or something like that. Rufus, and I used to actually get like the actual install and be like, Windows 10 Pro, not like the whole package of the 50 different ones or whatever. But twice now I did that where it was just a Windows 11 media kit or whatever it's called. And twice now it did Windows 11 Home. And again, Pro is more business. It's more for you could put on a domain and all that stuff. It probably has a few little features like BitLocker or who knows what. But for the Filipinos, it's fine. Now, this last laptop, I'm a little surprised. It's got a weird processor. I'm used to i3, i5, i7, i9. I don't know these other ones. It's like a N200 something. They claim it's a equivalent of an older i5, like an 8th or 9th gen i5. So it's fine. What I don't like is it's 8 gigs of RAM on a 64-bit operating system. So the minimum RAM for a 64-bit operating system is 4 gigs. So the laptop has the minimum. The other laptops I have are either 8 or 16 gigs of RAM. And they're i5. I think one's an i3. The other ones are i5s. One's, I think, a 12th gen or a 13th gen. 12th gen, I think. Multi-core. One's touchscreen. I hate touchscreen. But, this 4th one, even though it looks nice, it's red. They're probably going to like it because of the color and stuff. It's literally the weakest of all of them. Have no clue how old it is. It barely has any decals on it. I didn't even know it was Windows. I thought it was a Chromebook originally. But apparently they had issues with it. But I reinstalled Windows. It's working fine. Oh, I see what you're saying. Actually, getting the licenses. I mean, I could probably upgrade the licenses to Pro, but it's not worth it. And because these are only a few years old, they do have the licenses already embedded on them, so they are picking up the licenses. And I deleted them. I did have like Windows 10 Pro installs, and I just got to. I can't remember where I actually got the install media from. But every time I go to Microsoft itself and do their media installer or whatever, and I don't just try to get the actual software and burn it myself to the thumb drive. I don't know how that's set up 100%, but again, for the Philippines, it doesn't matter. But if I was trying to work on someone's computer that's like around here, they gave me a Windows Pro computer and I give them back a Windows Home, that's probably not going to be good. So my problem is I only have a few thumb drives and I keep erasing them and reusing them for other stuff. I need to get some dedicated installers, especially with my job. You would think I would have a Windows 11 installation thumb drive. Well, if it's the activation key, then at least the red one must be a Windows Home computer. The other one, I believe, was actually one of the company computers, so that should have been Pro. So I really don't know why it installed Home. Now I don't know about Windows 11, but I know with like Windows 7, Windows 10, when I would set up the installer, it actually had separate installers for Home and Pro and stuff. So I always assumed there was something different between them, not just the activation. Because I remember before it actually wanted me to select which one I wanted to install. So I assumed they were different. Probably killing my battery on my phone, setting it up as a camera, not even using it. So it's just NDI software that I'm using for the phones to bring them in as cameras. Oh, she just started playing music in my ears. All right, I'm not good with Android. Why is it? Oh, here we go. I'm gonna close this app out. There we go. OEM version. Well, I mean, we just buy them from the. It's like us going to Best Buy or something and buying them. We're nonprofits. We don't do anything fancy. So the Windows codes should be embedded. But I got a feeling one of the laptops that I was messing with, they bought it from Amazon. So it could be that one could have been maybe an OEM or something. Because you never know what you get when you're buying from Amazon. What's this? Upgrade to an eSIM compatible phone. We've got a treat for you. Go digital and upgrade your smart prepaid physical SIMs to an eSIMs for free today without having to change your number. Huh? Simply visit the official smart website now and log in to MySmart to upgrade to eSIMs for free. Yeah, I'm not messing with all that.
What is she doing? Like, literally, she's been off camera for I don't know how long. Hold on. I gotta see when she actually left the camera. I mean, she stuck her head in the camera once or twice, but you can't be off camera this long, Karen. It's probably why you got 12 people in your room. That's over 36 minutes she's been off camera. Hold on. Bro, she's been off camera for an hour plus. Just over an hour. No, wait. Yeah, I think that's an hour. How do you stay off camera for an hour? Wow. There's still about 12 people in the room, but still, you've been off camera for pretty much an hour. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, I'm probably gonna go take a nap. It's Saturday. I'm lazy today. Just want to see if anyone is live besides me and Karen. And pretty much the three of us again. So Double Trouble, me, and Karen from my list. And Google Careers, but I haven't even started watching none of that. I probably should do that. I'll probably do that tomorrow. I got to start taking some of my online classes. I need to add to my IT repertoire, or whatever it's called. Is I need to upgrade my IT skills significantly. Let's see what's going on real quick here. And I need to find out who's trying to friend request me because majority of the time I have no clue who most of these people are. All right, this one has 8 mutual friends. So let me just, it's most people don't care. They just friend everybody and anybody. That's why they have like 20 million people on Facebook. I'm normally a little more selective. I try not to be as much, but if I don't know you personally or I don't remember you personally, you got to at least know a bunch of people that I'm associated with. But it's a little confusing because a lot of the requests are coming from the Philippines now. And even though I've friended a lot of people from the Philippines, I'm not really that close with everybody. Okay. So it says they have 8 mutual friends. This one's okay. That 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 one's not okay. Yeah. I am not looking for any drama. I don't know who you are off the top. I might have to look at some of your pictures. But one person on their friends list is associated with someone that I do not want to associate with, especially because of their stalker fiance. So, let me see if I recognize the person themselves because I can't, I can't fault them for relatives. And just because one of their relatives has someone that I would prefer to avoid, that way I don't get kicked out of the Philippines for beating someone's ass. I don't recognize them off the top. Let me see the friends list again. That's Trisha's mother. I recognize her real quick. The other ones, I've seen the names before, but I don't really know them very well. And then there's So-So's sister. They don't really have a lot going on their Facebook. So I'm not sure what's... I'm just not going to accept.
All right, this person has 2 friends, and it says I'm looking for a boyfriend. I'm not accepting that one. That's what I'm saying. Is like ever since I friended a few of them, I've gotten hit from the Philippines pretty hard. And even as soon as I might friend like one person from the chat, I'll get hit again pretty hard. And it's like, okay. All right, you didn't have to post pictures of your sister getting ready to breastfeed or whatever's going on there. That's yeah, no. That why you got like 10 pictures with emojis over your sister's boobs? Why would you even post that? I'm not. No, it's okay. But yeah, the one that was like only 2 friends and it said I'm looking for a boyfriend. Yeah, no. The other ones I could tell by the one the name they got the same like surnames and stuff, and from the friends list you could plainly see like Trisha's mother and stuff like that. But yeah, there was a couple that I accepted their friend request, and right away I'm getting messages, and they're like, sounds like they want me to buy them mattresses and all that stuff. I'm like, I could barely buy me a meal right now. I'm not able to be buying people mattresses, and I'll still try to help with medication or something if I know who you are, but there is no way I could afford to be buying people beds and all that stuff right now. I just can't do that. So I mean, I don't ignore them 100%, but I don't really associate with them that much. I mean, you're messaging me about buying you stuff, and I don't even really know you. That just makes me feel weird. The you know what? I think I did see that name too. I would have to look again. I think I did see that name too, not just was it Tribianos? I think I seen that name too. Let me look at some of these names. 'Cause last time I looked, I think I had like 50 plus friend requests. Let me take a quick look here. I don't remember off the top of my head where to even find where the requests are. I think I normally go to notifications and then I click on. Oh, here we go. No, this is not giving me the what I'm looking for. Let me see if I see that last name. BAB. Da, 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 da. Because I try to base it something. Well, here's someone that has 30 mutual friends. I didn't really dig into that account, but yeah, like I said. Yeah, I'm not seeing that last name on any of these so far. I think I've seen some that were. Oh, God, I don't remember their names. I don't know if they were cousins of Leica's or what. When I first found Leica and she was in a different boarding house thing, and they were visiting like all the time. I think their last name I've seen pop up a few times on people trying to friend me. But one thing I did realize was the bulk of them are from the same part of the Philippines. I mean, literally. Let me see. I know there was a part when I looked, it gave me like a number. Like you have this many. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't the phone one I was looking. But yeah, that name I haven't seen. Oh, dude, there's like so many different ones. Let me see. Like the most recent, it looks like the last name. I could type. Hold on. There's someone with this last name, which was today. I'm only gonna write the ones that actually says they got mutual friends because I'm assuming some of them are friends with the girls. There's one with this one. This one says there's 6 mutual friends. And again, I don't know if these are just other chatters or the girls unless I click on it, but I think I typed that right. Oh, this one says they got 17 mutual. And again, some of these might just be chatters. All right, this one that says 17, let me take a click. I'm going to click on this one. That's a good number. All right. So the person themselves, from what I could see, they are female. I'm going to click on friends, mutual friends. Marlon, MG, Anne's mother. Okay, the person that I don't want to associate with, sister. Hermione. That's the name. I know they are associated with Ellen. Not Ellen, Leica. I think that was their last name. Hermione. I think I have them on my list. I think they also have listed as one of their mutual friends Hannah's mother. So there's a lot of relatives on this list. There's a lot of relatives on this list. What was this one's last name again? This is the SEGO one. So I mean, they could be friends. They could just be associated one way or another. Someone just messaged me. Let them know what's up real quick. Right. So whoever that person is knows the two sisters. And I mean, it says they have 17 mutual. I think there was one that I saw that was saying something like 30 mutual. Let me see. I'm going to look at their about. It says they're in a relationship. Guarantee they're C-boob. I bet you they're actually in Toledo. If it's even listed. Okay, this is not. They're smart. This is not listing an actual location for them. Now, the fact that they know a lot of people and they're in a relationship, I feel a little more comfortable. Because I'm just not trying to get like a bunch of people trying to hit on me because they think I'm financially stable and I'm going to hook up with anybody and everybody. So, I mean, I might accept this one because they know a lot of people. So I'll confirm that one. Mary Lou. God, I'm horrible with names. Okay, this one says 30. Last name is Flora. Let me see what they got here. And again, I might find out I actually do know them by like being in the streams with somebody else, but the names don't click. Okay, whoever this is, you have like 40 requests. I forgot where to check the actual request. I think last time I looked, I had like 650 or 60 or something like that. So this one says we have 30 common friends. So I see Ellen, Marlon, Mary Grace, Janice. I don't know if you know Janice. She works at the salon. Where Belen used to work. They were all friends. I see Leica, Junabel, Anne's mother, Trisha's mother. Okay, this is a lot of family. All right, here's a streamer, Thomas. Another streamer, Ted. I'm seeing a lot of family listed on this one. I think this is Hannah's mother. Yeah, so not just the girls, like their mothers, their brothers, that kind of thing. And I mean, I don't expect these, so I don't know where they're coming from. Ooh, they got a lot of bottles of Smirnoff. I might like that alone. 2 hours ago. Wonder if they were at a party. Ah, okay. Let me check that out. Let me check that out. Okay, try that again. All right, my layout looks different. Let me take a look at your pictures again. You're using an Android, I'm guessing. Your dad or something just looks different for me because I see that same icon, but on the bottom, not the top. Oh, you are using an Android. I can see your tabs on the bottom. But when I click on that, I don't see the request option. That's weird. iPhone's a little bit different interface. So I see that on the iPhone, but when I click on that, mine says find friends, Pokes, birthdays, your friends. Oh, let's see what happens if I hit your friends. I got a feeling it's a subcategory somewhere. So if I put find friends, it shows me all of them, but it's not showing me the count like it used to. iPhone sometimes, I'm just saying. Let me, I'm curious because I know I've seen it. It's probably on the computer. That's why. Let me just bring up Facebook on my computer. Ah, I clicked on the wrong thing. Oh, I didn't. Did it go through? Let's go here. See if I'm logged in. I am logged in. Friend request. See all. $64. So I can see it on the computer. I'm having a problem finding it on the phone. So let me see. I should be able to do this. Give me a second here. Since we're playing, or I should say I'm playing. Give me 1 second here. Oh, I gotta select the camera. All right. So I got my little head right here. Let's get rid of that right there. And I don't have a Mac keyboard, so this might be a little weird. Oh, there we go. Give me a second here. I'm just resizing it. I don't even know if you could see that very clearly. But I wonder what would happen if I just move it here. I could have just moved it from the screen. But yeah, so these are the requests. So it says here 64. And if I just hover over the friends, it says all their names. This Arlene. That I'm bad with names. This one says 10. Okay. But yeah, 64. This is the one I was saying that was 30. But I don't really recognize people. And if I haven't seen you more than once, I mean, oh, you can't see that part. Hold on. 'Cause I expanded on once I click on them, it pops them up on the other side. So I don't really know people. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all. So one thing that caught my eye was the Smirnoff. So I'm like, okay. So I'm guessing they were recently at a party, and you know they had some Smirnoff. Oh, she's family. She's family. Hold on, let me scroll back up. She's family. I kind of figured something got to be up because 30 people the same. So, I mean, I'll confirm. That says 2, 1, 3. All right, this one says 15. $130 friends total. So either they're not that active or they don't accept like everybody and their mama. But see, this is the thing. I start seeing family. So I mean, there's Trisha, there's Trisha's mother. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I know that's a relative right there. Okay. Yeah. So I'm like, I don't think I know you. I've probably seen you. Oh wow, I'm not surprised with that. At least it's a motorcycle, not a bike. I mean, unless I see someone I recognize, I'm like, I don't know. Oh, Leica's family. Okay. I mean, I guess it's fine as long as they're relatives and stuff. I mean, I'm cool with that. I can't even read this name. It says three friends. Um, I'm looking for multiples. This one's saying five. Oh, got you. That's true. I probably know all the or some of the last names when it comes to the fact that they're the father's last name, not the mother's last name. Okay, seeing the mutual friends here, um, these are the ones that found me because of like Thomas, and not all of them, but I think like one was talking about me buying them a bed that they're sleeping on the floor, this, and that. So this one, I'm assuming they're associated to those same people. Um, who was this one? That's this one. Okay, this one's got the same last name. But see, these are the ones I probably don't want to. The middle name. So they kind of do it similar to like the Spanish style. Because I think a lot of Spaniards and Puerto Ricans, some of the Latin community, they do the mother's last name and then the father's last name. So it's like the mother's last name looks like a middle name, but I think it's actually the double surnames. So I mean, again, I prefer not to deal with people that are associated with certain people because I'm avoiding certain people. So this person looks like they might know the mothers. So like that generation, because I know they're sexy Jerry. uh, then I believe this is Hannah's mother. So it looks like they know, mother's father level, not like cousins, Cebu City. But like I said, even though they're family, it's not a large group, especially the girls with all the live streams and everything. And seeing someone from the list that I don't have a problem with them personally, but it's kind of like that guilt by association. I'm just avoiding. Uh, this one says six. Who are the six? Okay, and then again, this is going to the group that I really don't know them. Oh, well, Joshua's there, and Steve from Canada. But these are chatters, not streamers. They don't seem to be associated with like Marianne and them directly. Yeah, yeah. I'm so accustomed to just looking directly at the last names. I'm not really paying attention to the fact that you know the double surnames. This is saying eight mutual, and again, I'm seeing again some people that are guilt by association, but it looks like the parents are here. Is this the last name you just mentioned? No, that's a different last name. So this is not exactly Marianne and all the girls and all that stuff. So it's like, eh. Oh, Eh. This one also says six. Let me see which six. Yeah, see, ever since these two friended me, I get some random ones of people I really don't know. But I think these two found me because of Tomas. So as soon as I friended Tomas, I started getting like from Angel, from was his Nez, and other people that I'm really not familiar with. And again, I'm not a big Facebook person. I'm not a big follower, chatter. So I mean, I don't mind friending family because I'm associating with the family anyways, you know. Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, you know, not just family and stuff, you like you're saying, you know, classmates and this and that, and it's like, okay, I don't know you. Who are you? I don't know you. Yada yada yada. Okay, I think this is the uncle. Trisha's uncle. Yeah. Yeah. So it's Mary Grace, Trisha's uncle. There's that last name again. But that's really it. I don't know very well the others. Which one was I looking at? This one. That says five. Okay, this is 13. So that's a larger number. Oh, this is the name you just wrote, didn't you? Babao. Yeah, that's the last name you just wrote. So she's, I shouldn't say, yeah, Kimberly. So she's family. Okay. And considering the last names over here, she's either married into the family or a daughter or something like that. She's got Marlon listed on here. So, I mean, considering the number of friends and the fact that she's got Marlon or Marianne or something like that, that's fine. I'll have to go through the list eventually. I mean, eventually I have to go through the list. But yeah, it's like, I mean, don't really know them. And my concern is always the messaging. I mean, I don't even really message that much, if at all, with, you know, like Marianne, I probably chat once in a while. I mean, it's not like we message each other on a daily basis. You know, something comes up, I have a question or something, or she might have a question. It's not like I do daily convos with people, you know. When I get like a real new one or something like that, sometimes I'd be like, especially if they're like, I think somebody did a friend request and then right away they messaged me and I'm like, whoa. So I try to bring it up to Marianne, like, do you know who this is? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, okay. Like, they messaged me. They didn't say anything weird other than hi, but they messaged me. I'm not, you know, used to people trying to chat with me. So, you know, why are they messaging me? Right away, that's where my head goes. Like, why are people messaging me? I don't know people. I don't really chat much, you know. I have a number of people on Messenger and stuff, but it's not like we communicate on a daily. Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, so I might run some of these names by her eventually. Some of them are getting pretty old, so they're probably not even expecting me to accept. But you know, uh, my whole thing is I feel better not confirming them than removing them later. But I guess even if they're just curious to look at my profile, they can't because I locked it because again, you know, something happened the last time I was in the Philippines and apparently it's ongoing for who knows how long it's going to be ongoing because someone's just a stalker little nut. So I don't know what's up. So I locked my Facebook. I'm not leaving it open anymore. Ooh, MG just went live. Oh, I have someone to chat with for a little while, I guess. But I'm gonna probably eventually go through these, probably run some of the names by her just to be, you know, a little more selective. But I'm not a big Facebook person, Messenger and chatty and all that stuff. I mean, to me, it's more of one of those things. If you need help, I need help. We have a way to communicate type thing, not the let's have a conversation every day type thing. I mean, I don't know if that's just me, but that's kind of how I look at things. Right now, someone was just chatting with me quick, and I forgot about it. Yeah, they just stopped. So they said like three things and stopped. Oh God, let's not mention. Let's not mention that third name. Uh yeah, yeah. Let's not. Let me refresh and check it out before I go. But I'm gonna stop the stream no matter what, because like I said, I just jumped on here to test a few things. So I'm assuming the mic is good. Obvious, the internet's good. I mean, come on. Even though I'm wireless, I forgot what happened to the wire. I thought I was wired in. I must have messed. I took this network to the Philippines. So I had a separate router and all that stuff behind me. I ended up taking that to the Philippines. That's right. That's why I'm currently wireless. But yeah, so I'm still showing Karen is live. I see MG's live now and me, but I'm stopping mine. I mean, he's too strong. He comes out too strong. And I mean, I went into his channel a couple of times, and I mean, posting pictures of people saying that's my girlfriend. I mean, it's coming off like he's trying to say, so and so is his girlfriend. And then he tries to say something about me, and I'm like, why am I even associated in like this thing? I mean, I go to the rooms, I chat with people. I mean, I have issues when you come off with some of the comments, like some of the comments he makes, and when he turns around and starts, sending people pictures with a knife to his throat, saying he's going to kill himself and all this stuff. I have issues with that kind of stuff. But you probably need to stop saying all these girls are your girlfriends. I mean, my understanding was, Marianne was one of them. I don't know how many of the other girls were one of them, and then it ended up being Ellen. Who knows who's the next one? So it's a little stalkerish. Oh, I'm talking about Daniel. I didn't know there was another one. Chris, really? That's another one? No, I was talking about Daniel. Daniel's actually sent pictures of him with a knife to his throat. I think he's even done it on his live. I'm not positive, but he's been sending pictures to people with a knife to his throat, saying stuff like "unblock me" or "I'm gonna kill myself" type shit. Dude, you really need to chill with that shit. But I mean, even from way back, as soon as I mentioned his name, people were already like, "Dude, be careful." So and so, you know, delusional type shit. Apparently he mentioned that Marianne was his girlfriend. Josh stole her from him or something. I think he even claimed Josh was his cousin or something. I mean, it's hard to keep up. Were you? Yeah, I was shown the picture too, and I was like, and then I've been to his live a couple times where one of them, I think he was showing some kind of picture or he did something where he mentioned, Ellen, and he's like, this is my girlfriend, yada, yada, yada. And she found out, she got pissed. And, it's like, dude, you don't. I mean, if you look at his channel, he literally has no lives because he does not put any of them public, I'm guessing, or he's deleting them afterwards. But it's like, you want to chit chat, you want to go into the rooms, it's all cool. We all go into rooms. Some of us take a little extra and we might flirt a little bit or something. But I mean, always understand there's that line. If you start crossing that line, you become the random guy in the chat that all they could say after 2 sentences is "I love you." Don't get into that character, that category, but don't get into that stalker category either. It's like, no. Yeah, I think the last one I ran into, he literally was like green screening Ellen behind him. And he mentioned my name about something, but it's hard to understand, between the accent and other stuff. It's hard to understand sometimes. So it is possible we misunderstand some of his stuff, but it's very plain to understand my girlfriend part comment. So, but yeah, I'm gonna take a quick look, see what's going on. And I mean, sometimes I jump in a room just to make sure there's a mod or something like that, and then I'll leave. But, with Mary Grace, could always depend on Ted being in there, so that's fine. But I mean, she's had a lot of stuff going on from, working, OFW to coming back to the Philippines and then doing her training, going back to work again, being separated from her family again. Because as far as I'm concerned, wherever she's working, she's separated from her family again. So, I mean, you were separated from your family for whatever your contract was. You finally come back to the Philippines, and then now you're working in a totally different part of Cebu. So you're kind of separated again. But at least your driving distance is not like you're in another country. But yeah, it's already 11 here, so I'm probably gonna my sleep schedule is kind of jacked, so I'm probably gonna take a nap and then think about lunch. At least I went shopping this morning, so I still, I got some stuff. Most importantly, I got chicken wings again. Fruit and chicken wings, the two weirdest combinations for me. A lot of fruit and a lot of chicken wings. So I appreciate the time, Vic. I appreciate Ellen's quick drop in. She was somewhere at the top. Josh, everybody, take it easy and enjoy your weekend. I am going to pay my mortgage before anyone touches any of my money in the bank because I want to make sure the mortgage gets paid. And we'll see how things go from there. Other than the satellite, I'm not going to be getting more tech. Now, I mean, this channel is going to slow down quite a bit because there's no tech being purchased. There's not a lot of stuff going to be going on. Might have to see if any of these still work because this was a real nice camera. And now it's dead because I guess the battery got old. So I'm going to need to find all my stuff and make sure I find out what works, what doesn't work. And when I go back to the Philippines, I got to take these with me. That way I could give them to the girls. Ellen, you're getting one. You're getting one, Ellen. I'm just saying. You don't have to use it. Just don't break it or throw it in the garbage. I got a few of these somewhere. And t-shirts with the same thing. So promotion. All right, Vic, everybody, laters.